It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. Vermont Red Pill here. I wish I could smile more. I just can't believe what's happening to the people of Afghanistan right now. I just can't believe what's happening to the people of Afghanistan right now. I didn't vote for Biden. Part of the reason why is because of something like this happening. I knew that voting for somebody who doesn't really know what's going on most of the time would probably spell disaster for evacuating, taking our troops out of Afghanistan. Right now we have the Taliban right at the fall of Kabul. And they did it in a matter of a few days. Just a few days. And they were able to steamroll over the Afghan government. And because we pulled out the way that we did, we left a whole bunch of equipment behind. We left Humvees, we left airplanes, we left helicopters, we left guns, we left tanks probably. Instead, we pulled the people out, but we left all of our equipment there thinking, oh, well, the Afghani people who we were fighting with, they are going to stand up against the Taliban, and they're going to somehow succeed in fighting the Taliban. And it turns out that they didn't even try to fight the Taliban. They just were like, here, Taliban. What's ours is yours. Please help yourself to all of the American equipment that has been supplied to us over 20 years of being here. Please help yourself. Help yourself to all of these goodies. Meanwhile, we have the Taliban going door to door, grabbing women from their homes, taking 11-year-old girls and turning them into wives, and grabbing the women that they don't turn into wives so they can turn them into sex slaves. If you're a woman right now in Afghanistan, I pray for you. I don't know what's going to happen, but we really should have done this so much more differently. And now we have another Vietnam. 20 years in Afghanistan has given us Vietnam 2.0. That's where we are right now. We had people, 250,000 people running to Kabul to try to get out of Afghanistan because they've been working with the American government to try to establish some sort of democracy in Afghanistan all this time. At least that was the propaganda. That's what we were supposed to believe. But it seems like we were really there to guard the poppy fields so that America could put their dirty fingers in the pot of heroin distribution. Heroin distribution. Oh, well, America's got to have a piece of that, right? It's really important that we get the drug money, the good drug money. You know, South America can't have all of it. You know, we got to have part of it too. Meanwhile, people are dying of overdose here from fentanyl, and they have opiate problems up the wazoo still. After all this time, because it's not like Biden cares. Biden hasn't said anything about our opium problem. And I'm pretty sure that he quietly got rid of right to try for any sort of experimental medications that may help people get off of opiates. Not anymore. Biden doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about anything. He's on vacation. While Kabul fell, Biden was just chilling, hanging out. Actually, he didn't even go to Delaware. He went to Camp David. He's just chilling at Camp David. He's chilling at Camp David, supposedly talking to world leaders. On his Twitter account, they made sure they put up a nice picture of Joe Biden at Camp David taking care of business, right? Talking to world leaders. Well, it sure looks like the stock photo that they used was probably the wrong one because the time is wrong on the clocks. Moscow time wrong in conjunction with the other, with Russian clocks. I just hate this. Oh, I just hate it so much. What's happening to the people? Are they going to be able to get out of there in time before they're massively murdered? This is a huge mess. This is going to be a humanitarian crisis. We're probably going to end up with some refugees here and elsewhere, and actually probably everywhere. I'm sorry. There are children that were born while the Americans were occupying Afghanistan. They were born in Afghanistan, and they don't know what life is like under the Taliban. They have no idea. And what if these 16, 17, 18-year-old young men, if they are still there and the Taliban asks, are you with us or are you not with us? And if they don't say that they're with them, then they're going to get killed. These young men are going to get killed. The women are being grabbed to be sex slaves and wives. This is a disaster. This is horrible. And all we can do here in America is pray. Send our prayers. Pray for what? Mercy? Taliban mercy? Do they even have that in them? Is that something that they... Because they're religious extremists. I don't know if mercy is in their lexicon. I don't know if it's in their ideology. Besides the Twitter picture that was put up of Joe Biden supposedly on the phone with world leaders, besides that, what is our media doing? How are they covering this? Because they're not doing a good job. They're not. You know what? Most of the information that we're getting is international Most of the information that we're getting is international information, because our media won't cover it. You know why? Because it makes Biden look terrible. This is Biden's Saigon. That's what this is. And the media is barely covering it. At least the mainstream media is barely covering it. I'm seeing pictures, I'm seeing footage of civilians that are running after the airplanes that are leaving in Kabul. They can't get on that plane. What's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to these people? I wish I could do more than pray. What can we do? We can't do anything. All I can do is say, I didn't vote for this man. Thank God I didn't vote for this man. But that doesn't help the Afghani people right now. That doesn't save any lives. I have nothing but disdain for the people who voted for Biden. This is what you voted for, guys. Good job. Some of my friends voted for Biden. So angry at them. And they won't even talk to me right now because they are embarrassed. They are just like our government, running and hiding. Running and hiding from what they did, from their policies, from what they voted for. What a fucking crock. Excuse my language, but it's a fucking crock. Take responsibility, Biden voters. This is your doing. I don't know what Trump would have done, but I bet it would have been a hell of a lot better than this. So you, Biden voters, good job. Good job. I hope you feel proud. I really do. Hope you feel proud of your president and what you decided. I hope that you feel like you made the right decision, because I don't think Trump would have made this shit show. Because they actually respected Trump in some ways. Not that they feared him necessarily, but in some ways they respected him. This probably would not have happened this way. And now we're going to have thousands of deaths on our hands. Blood on our American hands. We're going to feel the pain from this for years to come. So I just watched Joe Biden, I watched him speak about this Afghanistan disaster, hoping maybe he would have some sort of layout for a plan of what we're going to do to save all of the people that are trying to get out of Kabul. And I didn't hear much of a plan at all. What I heard was, first, okay, let's split the speech into 3 parts. First part, it's Trump's fault. This was Trump's plan. Second part, this is the Afghani government and the Afghani people's fault. Third, the buck stops with me, Joe Biden. So, you're saying it's Trump's fault, the Afghani people and government's fault, and it's your fault. Okay. You know what? You know who screwed this up, Joe? It was you who screwed this up. You kept our troops in when they were supposed to leave in May. You sat there and allowed the Taliban to creep up and start taking more and more territory in Afghanistan. 35% 1 month. Oh, 45% the second month. 65% third month. And we expected that Kabul was going to stand. We had no plan. Whatever plan, okay, if you had a plan in place, Joe, this was the worst plan ever. Because unless you're trying to help the Taliban, you have really screwed over the people that were working with us in Afghanistan for God knows how long. You screwed those people. You have no plan. And you don't know whose fault it is. I really don't care about like who you want to blame, except if it's you. You need to take responsibility for it. Just like the people who voted for you, they need to take responsibility for the fact that they voted for this. They voted for somebody who was capable of making this happen. I didn't vote for him. When he said that this is what would have happened, he stands by this. This is what would have happened 5 years ago if we'd pulled people out, or 15 years from now if we pulled people out. No, I don't think it would have gone like this. Unless they did absolutely nothing and planned horribly, it would not have gone like this. I don't feel any better after watching this speech. I don't feel like America has a plan. I want to know if we're going to get freaking Jen Psaki back so that she can do her propaganda mouthpiece stuff that she does oh so well, of saying nothing. I want to know what's the plan going forward. What's going to happen? I've already asked that numerous times in this video. It's a rhetorical question, obviously, because we know what's going to happen. And we know that there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be suffering because of Joe Biden. Because of our president. Not my president. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. God bless America. Bye.